The new GoPro Hero 8 is here, and this thing is better than every other. Okay, you've heard this before. Everyone's talking about the new GoPro, but the question is, what's it really matter? Why does everybody freak out? And why does everybody make videos about this? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Josh here again with Daily Mountain Bike Rider, and today we're going to be talking about the GoPro Hero 8. Now, everyone's been making videos about the new GoPro, people are freaking out, but instead of talking about all the details and why you need to buy it, I thought I would let you guys in on why this is such a big deal, why you keep seeing videos about it, and why for creators like me, this truly is a game changer. To understand that, it really starts by going all the way back to the first GoPros. The first GoPros were a pretty small form factor. They were a high definition camera that you could put in a waterproof housing, take underwater, put on the side of an airplane, basically go anywhere and get pretty cool footage. This totally changed the industry of how consumers like myself record video. Then things really stepped up a notch when it got to the GoPro Hero 4. This thing had 4K video, so it not only was cool shots, but super high quality, and when used in cool montages or edits, it looked like really cool footage. But then people realized something. While this is good, if you could put this in something like a gimbal, it would stabilize that footage and make it even more watchable. This is where the mountain bike scene really comes in. Because the mountain bike scene realized if you can strap one of these GoPros in a gimbal onto your chest, then you can go flying down a mountain bike run, or even snowboarding or skiing or running behind somebody and get crystal clear footage that's stabilized that you can watch for long periods of time. This really is when mountain biking on YouTube got its start, and a lot of YouTubers started using GoPros even more. So we had this thing called the gimbal, but then the realization came, imagine if we could get gimbal-like stability, but without this big thing with batteries and a big motor, and instead had a smaller form factor. That's where 1 year ago, GoPro introduced the new GoPro Hero 7 Black. And this thing showcased for the very first time something called Hypersmooth. What this allows is you can just put this in a small form factor, either on your helmet, you can carry it on a stick, and even though you're shaking and wobbling around, what you get is crystal clear footage. Now, in the mountain bike YouTube industry, we realized, man, if you could put this a little bit lower down where you would normally have a gimbal on your chest, you could actually get rid of the gimbal and have just one GoPro. That's where these came into play. This is just a full face helmet with a GoPro mount right here. And by mounting this upside down, you get basically, I would argue, about 80% of the stabilization quality that you get from a gimbal. Not only that, it's way easier to use, and since it's a newer GoPro, it has great auto coloring, great video quality, and overall the ease of the form factor makes it where we could stop using our gimbals. So that gets us where we're at today. So now we have this new GoPro Hero 8 everyone is freaking out about. But I think the real question is, if this thing was so good and revolutionary, then why is everybody making such a big fuss about this? And it all comes down really to one big thing. And that big thing is this right here. It's Hypersmooth 2.0. And basically it's that technology that makes the shaky footage be stable, but it's taking that to the next level. So what's the big deal? That's a great question, and instead of answering it by talking about this GoPro, I'll answer it in a way I think more of us can understand. I'm super into mountain biking, and mountain biking always has new technology and new things that get us all excited. One example is suspension. People in mountain biking especially love suspension, and anytime there's new technology, we freak out about it, we have to have it because we think or we hear that it's going to make us a better rider. Take for example Fox's new damper. They went from the Fit 4, which everybody loved, and now they have the Grip 2, and it came out as this revolutionary, great adjustment, and everybody flocked and had to get it, including myself. But as I think about that new damper, I realized something. If I was really honest, how much better did that new technology and that suspension fork make me as a mountain bike rider? And the answer is, it actually didn't really change my riding ability too much. Yeah, did it feel like the fork was a little bit better? Sure, but I would argue it didn't make me 2% better of a rider. And in most cases with technology, whether it be computers, cars, sports, technology is getting better and better and making our lives easier and more enjoyable, but typically these new world-renowned upgrades don't make us that much better at the thing that we do. And that's where the GoPro comes into play. You see, the Hero 7 started this new stabilization and it turned out pretty well, but if you could tweak it and make it even just a little bit better, the end result would be exponentially better. And what I've seen from other people's comparison videos and GoPro showing off what this thing can do, I would argue that this goes over and above 20 to 30% better stabilized footage for me as a mountain bike YouTube creator, but not just that, for people who vlog with maybe a GoPro or a camera to have a lighter setup that actually stabilizes. The audio seems better, the form factor seems even better. All of these things to the average viewer seem like, well, it's really not that big of a deal. But if something can have that much improvement in the same form factor that creates way better quality videos for you, the viewer, then the price and the hype are something to be celebrated. And I just can tell automatically from, like I said, other people's footage that I've seen, that this single item is going to help me as a creator create footage that is more enjoyable to watch, easier to watch for a longer amount of time, and overall going to look better. That's why everybody is making such a fuss about this, because very few things in the year 2019 help us in what we produce or what we do become that much better. But I would argue this new GoPro is one example of that. So don't get too mad at me when I post comparison videos and comparing this to the Hero 7 and all the reasons I love it so much, and give other YouTubers a break because they are going to be even better at creating videos for you guys. All right, that about wraps up this video. You know what time it is. Don't spend too much time watching all these YouTubers talk about the new GoPro. Get out there, ride your bike, and make sure you do it every day.